All right, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, doing my best to maybe keep my head in the game over here, but my goodness, you must be going through a lot of stress, Mayor.
Yes, but that's what I chose to do, and that's what I will do, and I will do it to the best of my ability.
Hey, when you got in office, I'm sure you did not see any of this coming at all, did you? Huh?
Absolutely not. Come on
My
now. The
goodness.
brush fires last year, now COVID-19 this year.
Yeah,
Hey, I don't know what to expect next year, if you know what I mean.
yeah, completely. So, Mayor, one thing that I just want to know your 2 cents on how you feel our citizens of Maui County are observing the stay-at-home order.
I believe my take. I would say I'd say 65 to 70% are being almost emphatically. They're really, really social distancing, going out when they need to go out, doing what they need to do, and not just going out for the sake of going out or for the sake of having enjoyment or doing things that are not proper or have been mandated to stop. Now, I know a lot of people are still going to the beaches. The beach parks are closed. The beaches are open. So we know people are traversing our beach parks to get to the beach. I have no problem with that. But many of them are not still doing social distancing. In other words, you go to the beach park and you want to go surf or you want to go lay on the beach for a little while, walk the beach. Do me a favor. Stay 6 to 8 feet away from others. You can give them a shaka. You can say aloha. You can still talk to them from that distance, but don't be congregating. Don't gather, because that's the main reason, and all the medical experts are saying this, is the biggest reason we are having outbreaks in different segments of our nation because of congregating, gathering together. And so that would be my take on that. I think many are obeying. Many are staying at home, working from home. I appreciate that. But we need to push a little further. We need to make sure it's 95% that we stay off the roads when we don't need to be. We don't go to the store when we don't need to. We don't go to the drugstore or anything else if we don't need to. If you need to, then when you get there, try to practice social distancing when you're there. And if you follow those simple rules, again, the other aspect, hygiene. I'm changing a little bit, but hygiene goes with social distancing. Washing your hands as often as possible. Wearing masks if you have them whenever you're out. And if you're sick, wear a mask.
Hey, the
little things.
Can I jump in?
Sure. I'm sorry.
We saw that you took the test, yeah, for the COVID-19 test. What were some of your symptoms that made you want to go get the test?
Well, I had a fever.
Okay.
I was coughing.
Sore throat.
Those were the main reasons. A little shortness of breath, nothing major, but I could feel it coming on, and it ended up being just a bad case of the flu. But, again, the symptoms are so close to the flu, it's really difficult to distinguish between the two because they're viruses, yeah?
Mm-hmm. You were wearing the mask on one of the on one of your press conferences or your addresses. You were wearing the mask a little different compared to what is advised. Is there any reason why you did it that way?
I was wearing the mask because I had been cleared already,
Okay.
but I still had a cough.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And that was to prevent germs from spreading when and if I cough. Even though I cough into my sleeve, even if I cough into a handkerchief, sometimes I don't get there. The cough comes before I can get there. So with the mask below my nose, that would prevent the cough from spreading. And so a lot of people out there, make fun of it. And you know what? If it's a good laugh, I like to lighten the world if I can. But it really was because I was coughing. I didn't sneeze. I didn't have a running nose. Very little liquid would come out of my nostrils. Most of it would come out of my cough whenever I cough.
I see. And you're in front of a lot of people. I'm sure you get a lot of criticism, whether it be social media or hearsay from all that stuff. That must add more stress on you during this time. Like, how are you kind of battling psychologically being able to run the county when you have this kind of criticism?
Kavika, I don't sleep much because I'm always reading, watching the news, trying to get caught up when I go home. Because when I'm in the office, a lot of it is I got to make decisions based upon the best knowledge the best information possible.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of this in the mainland, East Coast, if I'm up at 1 o'clock in the morning, in the East at 7 a.m., a lot of things are happening already nationally that gives me some insights in what I will use for my day, the following day, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All of these other criticisms I get, I use it this way. Lots of Monday morning quarterbacks.
Okay.
All of them will never make a mistake because they look at it after the fact. I am trying to be ahead of the curve. When Kavika, I closed the parks and social gatherings and our community centers, and this was not the beach parks, but the others,
Mm-hmm.
I was criticized because why are you doing that? What's so important? Today, 3 weeks later, we know what the importance is. And did we prevent cases from spreading? I don't know. But we have 22 on Maui, which is 22 more than I want. But it's still an extremely low number versus our population. Now, I was told that we can expect more, and we'll probably get more because more testing is being done. However, by social distancing, stay home, work from home, whatever you can do, and not congregate. If you go to the beach, do your walk, do your swim, surf, whatever, and get out and go home.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hang around the park. Don't hang around with friends. Really, really important at this time to social distance as much and as often as you can, and stay at home. Love your family. Take care of your family. You saw the article in a paper where a family that was basically at home, stay at home, they built tree houses. They were doing things as a family. Do you not believe those kids will remember for a long time what they did, not what caused it, but what they did together as a family?
Exactly.
And you know that. You got 2 daughters, and they're beautiful daughters. And you want to make sure you protect them in every way possible.
Definitely. I got to commend you. Hats off to you for, being ahead of the curve on that. We seen the governor follow suit, other mayors follow suit as well. Are you being advised along with what you're getting by people to do this, or is it just all, one, you see something like, we got to put this through? Like, how does that process come through?
Well, the process is really, I have an executive team, I have a health team, and I have an economic team that are working almost in concert with different issues as they come about. My health team, is people from different realms. In fact, I have and names I don't want to mention because they are helping me. They prefer their names not be mentioned. But Dr. Pang has been, and his State Department of Health people here in Maui have done a terrific job. I am so proud of them. And many things we talk about, and he's saying, like, wash your hands 3 times more than you ever. If you do something that's not good, reduce it by 1/3, eat healthy. All the advice, he's given. It's things now that CDC and others are giving very similar messages. So again, I thank Dr. Pang, Dr. Weiss from the emergency room up at the hospital, Mike Rambis, Kai Mathis. There's many people that are feeding me information that is really helping me make good, solid, intelligent decisions. And I'm very thankful. Without their help, I tell you right now, I would have a difficult time making these decisions.
As most would, Mayor. Another thing, too, you mentioned on Friday the new $2 million help program that you signed. Can you tell us what that entails?
That'll be rolling out April 1st. We hope, we got it signed. I worked on the plan over the weekend to formalize it. I will be, MEO will be the sponsoring agency. Department of Housing and Human Concern will be the agency that's in charge and following up on what's happening. And it really is money, vouchers. We're working on the specifics to help you pay if you're talking utility bills, buy food, rent, mortgages. I mean, this is not going to cover everything, gang. Mm-hmm. And we know that there's a federal stimulus package of almost over $2 trillion that will trickle down to us. People are going to get checks directly from the federal government. That's not coming for another 2-3 weeks. I doubt if it comes any earlier than that. State unemployment has been overwhelmed, but they're getting caught up. And, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, people will receive unemployment checks. This stimulus, this $2 million, is to help that 6,000 or 7,000 unemployed workers here in Maui County who have no income at this juncture help augment a little. I mean, it's not enough to solve all their problems, but it's a little help. We've eliminated any service fees as far as convenience. If you pay your bills online, we've reduced the convenience fees. We're not going to charge people late fees for water and other areas that we have care right now, or custody care. And so we're trying our best to continue doing what we need done to help our people. And the $2 million, not going very far, Kavika.
Yeah.
Not with 7,000 people out of work, but it's a little start. And then we'll look for more money, and hopefully when the federal stimulus and the unemployment and everything else kicks in, that will at least lessen the economic impact to our families, our working families.
Trying our best to do what we got to do. Hey, by the way, Mayor, drive-through testing back in today, yeah?
Yes, we have 100 kits, so we're going to try to do close to 100 tests. We keep so many kits aside for essential workers. If a fire, police, EMT, nurses, doctors, if they start coming down with symptoms, that we have some to help them take immediate tests so we can get results very quickly. And we're trying to work hard now to help our medical community to expedite test results. Because with me, it took almost 7 days before I got my results back. And that's way too long, because for people who need to be out there like me, who need to be working. I saw on Facebook people say, oh, the mayor's become invisible. Well, I was quarantined. I couldn't be out there. But yet, I can tell you, my phone, you look at the minutes I used off of my cell phones, I used more minutes in 1 week than I used in the past 5 months.
Oh, my. That's a lot of talking.
But that's here nor there. We had to do what we had to do. And so, again, I plead with people, 3 things. Hygiene, washing hands and taking a bath and keeping clean, is really, really important. Secondly, make sure social distancing. Try to separate yourself as much as possible. Even at home, you want to hug the kids and all that. That's not a bad thing. But make sure you've got clean clothes on, that not from work, that you've taken a shower, that you try to reduce any germs that you may have picked up outside of the home, yeah?
Yep.
And the other area that I really ask people as far as social distancing, and this is a little bit more, please don't throw disposable sanitary pads and stuff like that down the toilet, because they will clog up our treatment plants, and that could cause even more devastation in our community. Please, all of us, exercise common sense. And one more thing I'll add. If you can, pray. Whatever faith, whatever religion, say a prayer. Say a prayer that we come out of this with the Lord's blessing as unscathed and as minimally impacted as possible. That's my prayer every day to this community, and my commitment to work hard. Whether I get 2 hours sleep, 5 hours sleep, it is my responsibility, and I assure you, I will work tirelessly to make sure this community stays safe as best as possible.
Mayor Victorino, thank you for your time. I know you're a busy man, so the fact that, you woke up and came talk story with us, I really appreciate that. I wish the best for you and your family and the decisions that are being made. Thank you very much for, just doing what you're doing and just being on the front line with this. Thank you.
And thank you, Kavika, because you guys on the radio station, I've heard many of your messaging, and I appreciate it. Keep messaging, because people have to be told time in and time out that what we're doing is not martial law, and I hear that now. I'm going to declare martial law. We don't have roadblocks. We don't have curfews and all that. We may have to eventually, but not now. I want people to be responsible for their action. If you can show me you can do it, I will continue to support that. God bless you, and aloha, my friend.